Hello, my name is John Hernandez. I'm currently 20 years old and I have been studying the piano for 9 years now. I attend the UTRGV and I am currently an undergraduate in my junior year. I'll be presenting my instructional piano book entitled A Book for the Aspiring and Novice Pianist, written by myself and is illustrated by Jacques Mendiola Tagle. If we jump into the table of contents, I have the following listed. Preface, things to consider before playing. Chapter 1, Position for Starters Getting Accustomed at the Piano. Chapter 2, Finishing the Octave by Performing Crossovers and Exploring Different Keys. Chapter 3, Finger and Hand Independence. Chapter 4, Foreshadowing Piano Techniques in Future Piano Repertoire. Chapter 5, A Focus on Musicianship and Voicing the Repertoire. And I will also have an appendix section inserted for students' reference, and they can go ahead and check the grad staff label, different kinds of chords, major and minor scales, and of course the links for my instructional videos to accompany my book. Now, if we jump on to page 3, I have an instructional description and photo that demonstrates ideal body posture and position at the piano. The next slide contains 2 pictures of me performing proper hand position. I physically demonstrate my example where I instructed to wrap a hand around a closed fist in order to create nice curled fingers when playing the piano. In the following page, I introduced the gravity concept. I included a video demonstrating how to naturally let my arms fall in order to release tension. If the weight of gravity is thought of, it would help reduce tension rather than produce tense mechanical motions. In the same page, I introduced the 3-step initiation to play, which is focus, breathe, and exhale the attack. This helps to start a piece assuringly, and I've added performance videos of myself initiating before I play. Plus, it will be a great way to get to know me better. Now, the first chapter will start out with a simple 5-note position in the key of C. I give clear instructions to play these exercises ascending and descending using different dynamics for each run. Having them play one run fortissimo and the other pianissimo, in time will have their fingers accustomed to the piano. I inform the student in the description below what a triad is and that the tonic and median and dominant will always be in blue for this reason. The next page has them easing into F major. This is why the B natural gradually turns into a B flat to show that different keys are closely related to each other. The theoretical section at the bottom of the page displays a heavily colored full C major scale. This will transition nicely into the next page where I reiterate the reason why I color code my scales, but this time I include the major 7th tone and explain how adding that tone to a triad will create the major 7th chord, and this will be in purple. After I recommend memorizing my keys and explain the 8th note rhythm, I listed intervals from minor 2nd to perfect octave for ear training practice. It is better to explain these concepts now so that way they won't progress in an ignorant manner. If you look to the next slide, I created 2 simple side reading excerpts that revolve around the 5-finger note position in other keys and the root triad. Now, I conclude this chapter with the 2 melodic pieces. The first and the second excerpt revolve around the 5-note position, but it is busy in 8-note motion. This is supposed to help students no longer have flimsy fingers since we are trying to get those fingers accustomed to the piano. I also provide instructional videos for these exercises as well. Now, chapter 2 is heavily based on scales. Scales can bridge into so many concepts. In this chapter, the students just learned how to cross fingers in order to travel several octaves across the board, have learned several cadences and chords, and have learned new 16th-note rhythms. I conclude this chapter with melodic pieces like Rooftop Haven in order to keep things musical, which also contain previous concepts discussed in previous chapters. On to chapter 3. I compose some excerpts to slowly ease the student into the difficulty of box, fugal, and round techniques. The first excerpt simply introduces the round technique, and the second one is certainly a longer version. These are called challenge pieces with the same creeper font and will be something present in almost every chapter for fun and help accomplish the chapter's goal. I colored the subject or the melody a neon color to keep an ear out for the melody. Now, on to the last chapter 5. I intend to instill musicianship while attempting to teach pieces that have been infused with concepts discussed in previous chapters. First, I introduced Candy Darling for inspiration, With the introduction of candy, hopeful lyrics, biographical information, and a beautiful original illustration, I hope the students learn to play with perspective rather than in a mindless manner. The repertoire is more difficult. Candy's mantra is infused with the modulations, scalar sections, and a chance to voice chords tastefully. I hope that with my book, I can help people practice piano with the right technical and theoretical knowledge to be able to further their piano progress onto the right path. Most importantly, I just want to show the reader that artistry through music is attainable, and I want to assist them in making sure they have the right foundation so they can achieve their personal creative goals. I close my book and this video with a personal letter I write to the reader. Be kind to yourself, improvement is a process, and although it can be slow, progress is still progress. Thank you.